In this video, I will explain how to find the minimum or the maximum of a quadratic function. So recall a quadratic function is always written in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if the value for a, so this first coefficient right here, is greater than 0, then the function has a minimum value. But if the value for a is less than 0, then the function has a maximum value. And whether it has a minimum or maximum, it will always be located at these coordinates. The x value will be negative b over 2a, and the y value will be f of negative b over 2a. So let's take a look at a couple examples. In this first one, we have x squared plus 8x. So let's identify our values for a and b. So a is the value of the coefficient in front of the x squared. So here it's just 1. So we'll write a is equal to 1. B is equal to 8. So now, let's write this. B is equal to 8. So now we know, because a is greater than 0, that the function has a minimum value. And if we were to plot this type of function on a graph, it would look something like this. So we would know that this point right here would be the minimum value. So let's go ahead and find that minimum value. So it's located at, the x value is negative b over 2a. So let's find that value first. So negative b, that would be negative 8 over 2a. 2 times a is just 1. So we get negative 8 over 2, that's negative 4. So the minimum value for this quadratic equation is going to be located at an x value of negative 4. Now that we know the x value, we just plug that into the equation f of negative b over 2a. So let's do that. So plug that in for x. It's equal to, so we have x squared plus 8x. So let's plug in a negative 4 for the x. So negative 4 squared plus 8 times negative 4. So negative 4 squared, that's negative 4 times negative 4, that's just positive 16. Plus 8 times negative 4, that's negative 32, so we'll say minus 32. So 16 minus 32 is negative 16. So we would say that the minimum value of this quadratic equation is located at, the x-coordinate is negative 4, and the y-coordinate is negative 16. That will be the minimum point of our quadratic equation. So let's check out this second example. We have negative 2x squared plus 16x minus 4. So once again, let's identify our a. Our a is the leading coefficient, so that's negative 2. And b is the value in front of the x, so that's 16. And because our a value is less than 0, we know that this function is going to have a maximum value. So if we were to plot this on a graph, this function would look something like this, where there's a point that is the maximum value. So let's go ahead and find that max value. So recall, let's find x first. So that's negative b over 2a. So b is 16. So negative b is negative 16 over 2a. A is negative 2. So we get negative 16 divided by 2 times negative 2, that's negative 4. So negative 16 divided by negative 4, that's a positive 4. So that's our x value. So now let's plug that in for x into this equation up here. So we have f of 4 is negative 2 times 4 squared plus 16 times 4 minus 4. So let's see, 4 squared, that's 16. 16 times negative 2, that's negative 32. Plus 16 times 4, that's 64 minus 4. So negative 32 plus 64, that's positive 32 minus 4. 32 minus 4 is 28. So that is our y value. So we'll say that our max for this quadratic equation is located at, the x value is 4, and the y value is 28. 428. So that is how to find the minimum or the maximum value of a quadratic equation. Thanks for watching.